to Smart Living. Now, I have to say, I have not recorded a podcast in a little bit because Daphne Monroe, your smart shopper, is struggling with her voice. I actually feel like I'm transitioning into an old lady voice.
No.
But fortunately, I have a great guest on, Diane Brennan. She's actually one of the wonderful people who helped me launch my podcast, Smart Living. And she has her own podcast now called The Devil Wears SPF.
The Devil Wears SPF, yes.
And so it is a podcast with your co-host, which you told me not to forget her name, but I did.
Oh, Carolyn Haas. Yeah.
Carolyn Haas, yes. So you guys have this great podcast. It's all about beauty, right?
It's all about beauty, and our goal is to teach women about skincare and actually travel all over and explore what beauty means to different cultures. And we're going to try beauty treatments all over the world. So we kind of feel that our age group is a little bit ignored. You know, we're kind of put out to pasture a little bit, forgotten about by marketers and all of that kind of stuff.
Right. And what age group is that? I'm going to move this.
That is 29. That's above 29.
So would you say above 50 is kind of your target?
Our target's, 40 and above.
Okay. So the women that feel as though maybe society has forgotten about them, well, like you're not so relevant.
They have, and I truly believe that. It's kind of put them out to pasture. The kids may be gone. Maybe they're single professional women that may have not been married. They don't have children. Maybe they do. The kids have left the nest. They're off to college. Then it's like, now what? And we have a lot of life to live, and we have disposable income. So we're a really excellent market to target. So
I know, that's what I don't get. I'm like, yeah, we're the ones that have money.
Exactly.
Exactly. They target the youth who are broke.
Right. And so, the beauty industry is huge. And I went through a situation where I actually used to be like a tomboy. I didn't do much for makeup and skincare. And I had a situation where my face got burned with a laser. So I had to learn really quickly all about skincare and learned all about that, and kind of buyer beware. So I kind of want to help women research their options when they go to do something kind of, to their face, and kind of educate them about, not all doctors are the best, and help them research their options, and also kind of deal with the shame in society about women who do choose to do treatments and facials and all of that.
When you're saying treatments, like you're talking plastic surgery or just general treatment?
Everything. Laser. Okay. This was a situation where I got burned with the laser. I went in for some Botox. Don't judge. I went in for some Botox and got talked into doing a CO2 laser, which is actually for, skin that's sun damaged and acne pitted and all of that kind of stuff. And it was too harsh of a treatment for my face.
Because your skin was pretty good.
It was, it was excellent.
Okay.
It was excellent. And so I got the burn, and then I just kind of learned about makeup and skincare and all of that stuff. And I just became really fascinated with everything and kind of want to share it.
Okay.
And I think a lot of women are too, if they, people are saying age naturally. Well, maybe this is naturally taking care of your skin. Just like if your body was aged naturally, you still want to do good things to maintain your body.
Right. So
your skin is our largest organ. So, I kind of want to get rid of a bit of that shame for people who do want to take care of their skin, like they take care of their bodies.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes women can be judged a little bit for wanting to fight that age clock.
Well, yeah, and that's interesting that you bring that up, which I'm going to get a little bit off topic here, and this is maybe more Daphne's opinion.
Sure.
And I know you can handle this when I go off cuffs with things, but it just dawned on me. So like one of the things like with aging, I remember when I was younger. Now, obviously, I have brown skin, and we know that brown skin tends to age a little bit better because there's less things that show up on your skin.
Sure, and that wonderful melanin.
Yes. So I've always known the privilege of having that skin color in terms of aging. That privilege, that's where that privilege plays out. So I've always been like, I don't understand why people do plastic surgery. But I also was like 20, 30, 40s. But once I got into my 50s, I'm like, wow. Oh, black does crack.
Stuff is changing and moving.
It does. But so I've always been mindful about like, and it's a personal thing. I don't want to judge. But one of the things that seems to be a little bit disturbing to me that I find that I live in Arizona, it's predominantly white. And so, and a lot of my friends are white. So what's happening is that a lot of my friends are showing up with what I call duck face. The duck face, like where it's just like too much. Everything's too stretched. It's too extreme. Like there's more than just skincare. There's plastic surgery. There's a lot of altercations going on, and it's
changing their,
like you can't even recognize them.
Well, and that's what,
and I try not to judge that, but to me, that's like, but you don't even look like
yourself.
And then not only that, but it's like, I'm 53. I have no problem saying my age. I have 53 years of life experience. Of course, I'm going to look like a 53-year-old woman. And I deserve to look like a 53-year-old woman because I'm 53-year-old wise.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, I still model, I still act. And I tell people, I am not striving to look like a young, beautiful woman. I am striving to look like a beautiful older woman.
Well, and I think that they are doing the same thing. They're trusting a doctor to help them look refreshed.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to delve into. So they didn't necessarily say, hey, I want to look way too pulled and look like I've had a facelift. Most people would just want some tweaks. So that's what I mean about the doctor. So we're going to delve into that.
Okay. And your podcast does that. You guys break that all down.
We do. We do. And we start with skincare because a lot of times women aren't even just taking care of their skin.
Yeah,
some people aren't even washing their makeup off. So we're going to delve into all of that.
Okay.
We're going to delve into the psychology of, how people get addicted to this plastic surgery.
Right. That's the part where I'm like, whoa, what's up with that?
Right. So we want to delve into all of that. But we also want to look at, beauty around the world and what women think is beautiful in society they think is beautiful and the different treatments that they'll do with their local resources and kind of, I think it's going to be fascinating.
Well, I've seen a couple clips of your podcast and I really like what you guys are doing. And I love that you guys have a lot of like beauty care people that come on and they offer products to your guests. Like you offer some like deals once in a while too, like some giveaways and stuff like that. I think you did a little one, which I don't want to hint, but I remember we recorded a little something where you're doing a giveaway or something of some sort.
Right. And that product, just for example, is a natural way to have kind of a facelift. This product, fascinating doctor, is on the podcast, and she has a patented device that you do facial exercises, kind of like facial yoga, where you naturally build up the muscle in your face. So it's nothing surgical.
Right.
So we look at everything.
Right.
And
that's more the angle for me personally. Not that anybody cares what Daphne's doing, but that's more the angle that I think I'm taking my beauty at, meaning that I'm willing to put in the effort, do the work, do the exercise, make the product to be the best version of what age I'm at. Right?
Absolutely. And we delve into natural products too. You know what I mean? So that is a natural product, just learning how to do facial exercises to keep your face taut and lifted.
Those type of
exactly. And that's what we do on the podcast. The doctor shows us everything to do.
Great.
It's called the beauty balloon, and it's a two different devices, and you just do these exercises in your mouth and you look crazy, but it's really, really effective. And she's got all the research to show that.
Okay.
But also products too. If you're into clean products, we give you great websites, and I'll give you an example here. It's the EIG, where you can take these apps, go to the store, just shoot the product or put it in your camera, and it will tell you if it's clean or not. So you can walk and shop and find out what's good or not.
Oh, really? And what's that app called? It's free?
It's EIG, and then I'm just going to grab my phone for the other one. It's called Yuka. Y-U-K-A.
EIG. It's an app that you can use when you go to the store and you shop for beauty products. It'll tell you whether the ingredients in it are clean or not.
And here's another one I like is Yuka. Y-U-K-A.
Isn't Yuka for food, for finding vegan food? Or am I mixing
No, it's for products.
Is it really?
Yeah,
oh my God, I'm totally sorry. I don't mean to throw things off.
That's okay. Well, maybe they do have a food thing, but there is definitely free apps out there. So we learn these little tricks.
So
tips and tricks. EIG, the environmental. Yes. Let me make sure I Google it. And there's the third one too that I have here, which.
So these are all things that you can shop with, check out what the products are. Now, one of the things I was going to ask you, do you talk about making your own beauty products?
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge part of it.
Well, give me an example of some things that you think are absolutely like great to make and that you think are like, you can save a lot of money if you make this at home.
Well, you're the one that taught me these things. And I have to tell you a funny story because is it the rosemary oil and is it castor oil and rosemary oil?
Yes.
So I forgot the castor oil and I just was starting
This is for your hair, right?
This is for hair growth.
Yes,
and
I told Diane about this.
Right. So I started doing it. Here's the hilarious story. So I cut the castor oil and I just thought, well, I'll just put the rosemary oil. So I have my little vial and I would put it. So I got so many compliments from men that loved the smell. This is hysterical. One gentleman was trying to explain, to my coworker who I was. He's like, the clean smelling one, the clean smelling one. And then this other gentleman was like, you smell wonderful. This is amazing. So I had a friend, Caesar, who was going on a date. And I said, Caesar, wear the rosemary oil like in your hair, if you're going on this date. So the next morning I'm like, well, how did it go? He goes, oh, he loved the smell. He goes, but I think my skin is a little oilier than yours because he said that I smelled like rosemary chicken.
So I was telling Diane, so I'm all into naturopathic ways, right?
Sure.
Now I do go see a facialist, Athena, who I think any woman in television knows Athena. She's a makeup artist. And so I go and get facials from her. She has really helped me with some skincare.
Oh, good.
And she's all about naturopathic, homeopathic things. So I'm always sharing with you ways because number one, I'm cheap as heck. I hate spending money. And number two is like, if you have it there at home and it's something natural, why not do it? So castor oil, rosemary, essential oil or rosemary.
Frankincense.
So, right. Frankincense is a great thing for your skin.
Right. And we have an interview coming up with a woman from India who's like, you eat the best foods for your body to stay healthy. Your skin is the biggest organ in your body. So why not give it quality? She believes absolutely everything you can find is in your cupboard.
Oh, really?
For your skin. Yes. They rub the babies with castor oil when they're young.
Yes.
Cover them. And she's, going to come on and have all these
that's
tips.
going to be a great interview.
Yes.
Okay. I have to hear that.
So of course I love natural too, and then there's some things like retinols and that may not be 100% natural. So I kind of pick my battles. And I think if you have a good balance where you living your life with less endocrine disruptors in it as possible, you don't have the candles, you don't have the air fresheners. Do you know what I mean? Then sometimes natural. I can use a little bit of the skincare of the stuff. I mean, it's whatever you feel comfortable with in the happy balance.
True. The happy balance.
And there's a lot of retinol alternatives that are natural too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have recently, my daughter, who's only 27, these young kids and their beauty regime, it's shocking to me how much these kids, boys and girls, spend on beauty. Because I look at them, I go, are you kidding me? You're beautiful. You're young equals beautiful. Let it go. Stop messing it up.
I love the fact that they're taking care of their skin.
True.
So when I was younger, because you already, have the melanin in your skin, we would sit there and I'm from Canada. So, the days of sunshine are limited.
So we would
be out there with the baby oil. Cooking.
Oh yeah. My friends did that.
Well, and even now,
oh my God, that's awful. You're literally putting your skin in the oven.
Exactly.
And basting it with oil.
And the tan is a protective mechanism. Your body is trying to protect your skin. And that's why it's turning the tan color.
Right. So but it destroys it.
You're doing damage.
Yes, so much.
And even when I have company come from Canada, I'll say, hey, let's go do this or let's go see this historical thing. And they're like, oh no, we have to have a pool day. If they go home and they are pale, then they've failed at their vacation.
That's true.
You need to let people know that you went to Mexico or Hawaii or Arizona. Exactly. And they're worried about keeping their tan. So bad for your skin. They make fun of me because when I hike, I'm completely covered. I have this big handmaid's tail hat that I want to recreate because they don't make it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love that the fact that this generation and even millennials, they are aware of protecting their skin. To me, that's amazing.
I know, I get it. But I was just like, I just think that youth is just naturally beautiful. Like literally, Diane, I worked on television. I've been on television since I was in my early 30s. I literally never wore makeup for like the first, 4 years until I went to ABC 15 and they were like, no, you're like one of the main people here. We need to, but even then, like I barely wore any makeup. I barely had to do any beauty regimes. I woke up, I was fine with how I looked. I did very little.
Good.
It's only once I got into my 40s. Now, maybe I have to do more work now that I'm older because I didn't take as much care of my skin. But I will say with the dark skin, you can just get away with a lot. I mean, there's just not much. So I try not to say much.
We can't. So, but I didn't do very much with makeup either, just because I didn't know how. I should have. I look at pictures going, oh, I could have fixed some stuff. But I was using the Wild and Wet bronzer.
Totally. Oh my
for
God,
my eyeshadow, my eyeshadow, for my cheeks.
Or I did my lip gloss for my cheeks.
Right. And I had this Revlon Silver City Pink that I wore since 1984. They just discontinued it last year.
God,
it had
so
a good run. Right. So, but when I had that situation with my face, I learned all about makeup and all that stuff.
Let me ask you a question. So talking about makeup, what do you think is a good brand of makeup that's inexpensive and that carries clean products that's good for your skin? I know that's a hard question.
Jane Iredale, she's all clean. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if she's the least expensive, but I know it's just like organic food. You always pay a little bit more for the stuff that's
What do you think about the e.l.f. brand?
I don't know enough about it. So I'm more into the skincare stuff. Yeah. The products I use I get really suckered into TikTok.
Yeah, I do too.
So, when they closed down TikTok, I was like, oh my goodness, where am I going to get my makeup
I hope they
products?
don't. So many people shop from TikTok. I get so much information from TikTok.
Yes, but I know a lot of lines in Sephora are completely clean. So if you and Ulta, so if you go in there and talk to them.
So they're good to go.
Yes, they'll inform you of what
Okay.
the best
And
are.
I found the exact same experiences from both of those stores too.
Yeah.
100%. I also like MAC makeup too. I like the way that feels also with the MAC makeup.
Yeah. Well, I have a mix of everything with my makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So one other thing I want to tell you about, now you're the one that should be giving this advice, but I'm going to give it. So two things that I've done. Rosemary. Rosemary is great for hair growth. And that's why you put it in your hair, the essential oil. But I found something a little bit better. So if you take fresh rosemary leaves and you boil it in water and let it infuse, then drain that, meaning drain the rosemary leaves and get the water and put that in a spray bottle and spray that on your hair.
Oh.
I kid you not. Now, if you guys go back to my last podcast to today's podcast, my hair has grown so much on the sides right here. You could always see my ears.
Right.
And now it's finally starting to grow. My hair looks way fuller.
Oh.
And I will say that I think it's the rosemary. Castor oil is really good for your hair too. So that's one of my beauty regimes.
So how much castor oil do you use? Because it's really thick.
It is, and you don't want to use that much. So for the rosemary, just the infused rosemary, that's separate. Whatever that rosemary, when I infuse it, I drain it and I put it in a plastic bottle. That's simply what I use for my hair, period.
So can you sell me some of that since I don't have time to boil?
Yes, I will do that for you.
Okay.
And I do sell a lot of my products on my blog at smartshopperdaphne.com.
Awesome.
Not that this is like a promotion, but I do, because I love to discover things. I have really dry skin and we live in the desert. So even though my skin is dark, it's going to resonate for everybody that has dry skin.
For sure.
So I also make an anti-aging soap for myself. And I actually have the recipe on my blog, or people can buy it if they're too lazy to make it. But it's basically with castor oil, which you're right, it's very thick, but castor oil is so good for your hair and skin. But you just want to use a little bit. You're asking me how much. And if it's too thick, chase it, meaning use a chaser oil, like jojoba oil with castor oil.
Did you know jojoba is made here in the desert?
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yes.
So, so one of the things also, so that's my anti-aging. So it's made with castor oil. It's made with the frankincense, which is good for inflammation for your skin. So it takes away the 11s and stuff like that.
Well, and you can feel it. You can feel the frankincense. That's what I love. Like you can feel that it's working on you.
And then also I have the my homemade Botox, which I told you about. That's also castor oil, jojoba oil, and frankincense.
Yes.
And I put it in a roller and I do that on my 11s. Now listen, none of this stuff is dramatic, crazy stuff. All of a sudden I'm not looking 20 years younger. And again, I made it very clear that I'm not striving to be a beautiful young woman. I am striving to be a beautiful older woman. So these things just enhance my beauty.
Right. And you're taking care of your skin.
Right. And I will say my skin and hair look fantastic.
Yes, you do.
I have never taken such better care of myself, but I still look like an older woman.
Well, I don't think anybody wants to still look like a 30-year-old. Like, just want to stress that those friends of yours that went in probably weren't expecting to look like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think Mickey Rourke went into a surgeon and said, I want to look younger, refreshed, not thinking he'd be like a caricature of himself?
You know, honestly, to be very honest with you, I have never, because first of all, to say to somebody like, your face doesn't look right. What did you have? Like, how can you have that conversation with someone? Like, what were you thinking? Did things turn out the way you expected it to?
Well, but you have to think that they wouldn't want to.
I don't know, because I mean, some people I'm like, wow, okay, it looks like they're good with that. But beauty is in the perception of the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
So it may not be my look, like that whole, I'm all about natural. So that's my appeal.
And we strive with someone who's going to have surgery to find the best doctors,
right,
and have that natural aesthetic, not the.
Well, a good plastic surgeon, or good plastic surgery to me, is when you can't tell someone's had plastic surgery.
1,000%. That's absolutely right. Yeah.
So I'm not judging by any means. I am still only 53
Bless her
years.
heart. Yeah,
that is so
not
young.
Judging.
Listen, in 10 years, I might get some plastic surgery. You never know.
Well, we just kind of want to take the shame away from that. I mean, people have to do people have to do what makes them feel good, and we shouldn't judge them for it. Do you know what I mean? So, and it seems like it's not the people who are doing the surgery saying you should get some, but it's the people who don't do it that say, why don't you be natural? I had a friend of mine, I FaceTime her and her husband, and she's like, what are you doing? She goes, are you doing something to your face? I've never had surgery. I had a face burn.
Your skin looks good,
and I couldn't. Thank you. But she goes, oh, why are you worried about this stuff? And da 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 da. And her husband said, like, Cheryl, you're sitting there with a beer in your hand and a cigarette going into your skin. Like, let Diane do what she wants to do to make her feel good.
Like, legit.
So it's the people that aren't doing anything that are judging the people that want to take care of their skin. But we just kind of want to start a movement, like just let people do what makes them feel good.
I love
Stay
it.
in your lane. You know?
I love it.
Yeah.
I could go on and on and on, but I'm going to wrap it up. It's
Okay.
called Devils Wear SPF.
The Devil Wears SPF.
And it's a podcast, so you can listen to wherever podcast, your Apple,
Absolutely.
Spotify, but you can also watch it on YouTube.
Yes, and Spotify has a video.
Oh, so you do? You upload the video on that too?
Yes, it can.
Oh.
Spotify now has video. So yeah.
Okay, well,
we'd love YouTube. We'd like more than 2 subscribers, so we'd appreciate it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I've got more than 2 subscribers, so hopefully people will tune in to this podcast and then they will listen to your podcast. Congratulations on the new podcast, Diane. I think you're definitely in your element. I think that this is going to be a great show for you. And thank you for taking the time to come on my show. And you've always been super supportive of me. So thank you for being such a good friend.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And congratulations to you and all your success.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So here's to the 53-year-old Daphne Monroe. And as always, if you want more information or you want to check out that recipe for that anti-aging soap, head to my blog at smartshopperdaphne.com. And you know where you can tune in to my YouTube channel. It's all under Smart Shopper Daphne, and where you can listen to podcasts. And don't forget, I'm Daphne Monroe, your smart shopper, with that squeaky voice again.
No, it sounds sexy. It sounds sexy, right, everyone?